This might be a tough question, but how do you feel about your body? It's a tough one, right? It's tough because the vast majority of us dislike our bodies, are dissatisfied with our appearance. And that's very likely due to the messages that we get from society of what the ideal picture of beauty looks like and what we're supposed to look like. And usually that ideal idea of beauty isn't real. It's not even attainable. It's ultra photoshopped. And it's other people telling us what beauty should look like and what you should look like. And I think we need to stop defining ourselves by the way we think others see us. Because we are so much more than what we look like. So much more. We are strong, creative, successful, talented, loving. We're a good friend. We have so much to us, yet we all put so much emphasis on appearance, and we waste so much time with trying to fix ourselves, trying to fix the parts of our body that we think are wrong and need fixing. What if I told you this? There is nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. Your miraculous body, and it is miraculous, is exactly where you are supposed to be. And from this end, we need to begin to cultivate some self-love, some self-respect, some appreciation for all the wonderful things that we are. We need to start embracing our bodies and our whole selves. So let's do a little bit of self-massage today to see if we can start to connect, start to cultivate a little bit of self-love, because it's a much better way to live. If you're living from a place of self-love, you stop getting obsessed with how other people are seeing you, and instead you start living. You start becoming part of this world. You experience things, you meet people, you do things you may not have done before when you were too focused on yourself. Maybe you put on a swimsuit and go swimming because it's fun. So I want you to see if you can cultivate this self-love and this idea of not allowing body image to hold you back. Nothing can hold you back. You're the only one who defines you. You say what you are. So let's start with some deep breathing. One hand on the chest, one hand on the belly. Sit up nice and tall. You can be on the floor, you can be in a chair. Doesn't matter. Just sit up nice and tall and take a deep breath, feeling your hands move with the breath. In through the nose. And then exhale out through pursed lips. Go slowly emptying out all the air. Make sure you complete the exhale fully. And then allow the next breath to just drop in. Deeply in through the nose. Slowly blow it out. And as you breathe, feel how your belly moves. Feel the movement of your diaphragm, this big, broad band that goes up and down, increasing and decreasing the air pressure in the chest cavity. So you can breathe in oxygen to all your cells, so that you can help yourself calm down and relax. When we get anxious, our breathing gets very shallow. So come back to the breath, really fill it to the belly. Feel the tension release with the breath. And I want you to imagine or remember when you were very young, and it may be the first time you look in the mirror and see something wrong, or feel shame, or you're told something about yourself that's negative, something that makes you think that you're less than, that you're not good enough. Think about that child, you. And then I want you to take a hand so softly, and as if you are reaching out to touch that child. Bring your hand softly to your head and just rest it. Feel how loving, how tender, how reassuring. Take a deep breath here. Bring another gentle hand and begin to just brush your forehead very softly, being kind to yourself, being gentle with yourself. Just softly brushing, telling that child it's okay. What you think is wrong, it's not real. You can't let other people tell you who or what you are. You are amazing exactly as you are. And you can tell that child that you love them unconditionally, exactly for who they are. Bring your fingers onto your scalp and begin a nice scalp massage, really lifting and moving that cranial fascia, all that tissue on the scalp. A really nice, slow, firm scalp massage. It feels so good. And thinking about stimulating the brain, all those neural pathways, and perhaps thanking the brain for being your control center, for running everything that needs to happen in the body all the time, for helping you move, for telling you when you need to eat, drink, sleep, warm up, cool down, rest, even telling you when you need a good cry. And get all the areas, go ahead back. I'm just lifting and circles, but you explore. This is your massage. You do it your way. You find what feels good. If there's a particularly tender point or a point that just feels extra good, you can just apply pressure and just breathe into it. Now you want to be gentle. We're not creating any pain here. Nothing should hurt. So you can use firm pressure, but not so much that it's going to cause pain. And just breathe into that wonderful feeling, that wonderful sensation. Exhaling out all the tension. And then maybe doing some gentle scratching. Oh, that feels so nice. Just scratching all over the head. Very relaxing. Maybe thinking relaxing and getting out any unwanted thoughts from that head and making room for the wanted thoughts, for the positive thoughts, for the true thoughts. Good. Give your arms a little rest. Roll the shoulders. And then I want to address the jaw a little bit because it gets so tense when we're anxious. And of course, we're anxious when we feel like we need to fix ourselves or we're not good enough. And there's a lot of emotion that gets stored in the jaw muscle. So just go ahead and start doing nice big circles right on that TMJ, temporomandibular joint, just by the ear, right in front of the ear. And you can feel it because if you clench down, you'll feel the muscle pop out. And just nice big circles there. Enjoying that, feeling your jaw sort of start to dangle on the hinge instead of be clenched. Just let it drop. And then you can come right under the cheekbones, pressing gently in and up, and then flatten your fingers as you let gravity bring your hands down. So I'm not pulling anything here. I'm just dropping my elbows and allowing gravity to take my hands down while I apply some pressure onto this big jaw muscle, masseter. So you'll let your jaw open. This is the funny faces part of the video. But it feels so good. All the way down, get all the way down to the chin. And that felt so amazing. Let's do it one more time, just because. So in and up under the cheekbones, flatten the fingers, and just let it go. It reminds me of that painting, The Scream. So nice. And you can just give the jawbone some massaging just right along that whole jawbone there. Nice and easy, light. This feels really good too, actually. If you take what I call scissor hands, you can do this, or if that's too weird for you, you can just use one finger. What you do is you put your ear right between, and then you just press up, down, up, down with a good amount of pressure, and it feels really good. Showing yourself some love and some compassion. Let's go ahead and grab that upper trapezius muscle right on top of the shoulder. You can take a pincer grasp like this, or a duck grasp, or you can actually use your whole fist if you want to. You choose, pick your poison. And then lift your shoulder up a little bit. So that helps you get the tissue. It'll slacken it a bit. You can squeeze the tissue and then keep that grip on the tissue, on the muscle, as you let your shoulder drop down. It'll get a little intense depending on how sore you are. So go easy, go slow. Remember, no pain. So just let it go. And if you want, you can just hold it here. If you want a little bit of an extra stretch, you can begin to bring the opposite ear towards the opposite shoulder. Very slowly, again, really monitoring. It should all feel good. And breathe. Breathing, especially while you stretch, very important. When you come out of the stretch, you go slowly, 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 slowly. Don't want to spasm. And let's do one more like that, either just holding, or you can start massaging around a bit, moving your fingers, sort of like doing a little roundabout circular motion there if you want to. You can find some good spots. Maybe find a different spot that might be a little tender. Go ahead and grab it. If you need to, you can lift the shoulder again. Relax it down. Take a nice breath. And exhale it out if you'd like to stretch, bringing the ear to the shoulder. Remember, relax both shoulders down while you do this. And very slowly coming on up. Give that shoulder a little roll. And guess what? We have two. So let's get the other side. And lift. Grab that tissue however you'd like. Let the shoulder relax down. You can massage. Or you can just hold it and breathe. Or you can bring that ear towards the opposite shoulder and let it stretch very slowly, gently, and pain-free. Should feel good, should feel like a nice release. We're being kind to our bodies, gentle with our bodies. We're showing compassion and gratitude for all the wonderful things our body does. Maybe get a different point. Exhale it out. Release the tension. Relax that working shoulder. Let that drop down. Don't let it creep up. And then slowly, slowly up. Give that a little circle there, a little shake out. We're going to massage, giving ourselves a hug. So you're going to grab opposite arms, grab those deltoids, those big muscles right up here, those shoulder muscles, and just give them a squeeze. Just give them a squeeze. It feels so good. Squeeze them in your hands. Take a deep breath. Feel the tension oozing out and feel the love that you're giving yourself. It's so important. Self-care, for some reason today, it's seen as, I don't know, almost like selfish or spoiled, or why would you bother? It's actually your responsibility. Self-care is your responsibility to yourself and to everyone else, because if you're not taking care of yourself, that's number one. How can you do everything else? You can't really show up for people. Show up for work, for school, for all the things that you need to do for your loved ones, and really be there for them if you're not taking care of yourself. So it starts here. Deep breath in, maybe shrug the shoulders up, and then drop them down. And then you can start squeezing all along the upper arms and thank your arms for doing so much, for lifting and carrying and working and hugging and caring. All the things they do every day. Just give them a nice massage to say thank you. And then roll them back. And we're going to go to an area that is very sensitive and vulnerable to a lot of people, and that is your belly. So if you can, put your hand on your belly and just see what that feels like. Feel the warmth of your hand, calming your belly. Let the belly go. There is no reason right now to hold it in. You're not sucking in. You're not trying to do anything. Just relax the muscles and see what that feels like to just let it go. Thank your belly for housing all of your viscera, your internal organs, for helping you digest your food. That's a big process there. Your reproductive organs. Just thank them all. Send love, send gratitude. And you can add two hands and start to give a little massage here. I like this sun and moon sort of technique where one hand is the sun making the circle, and then the other hand is making the moon, because it's crossing over so that when you touch, you get a crescent moon. And you know what, if that's too complicated, you can just use two hands, whatever you'd like to do. But just, you can even go in and out like this, across. That can feel really nice because you can really get the sides of your body too, your rib cage. And just give it a massage. Just stop trying to make it into something. It's fine the way it is. Really, really. It's so exhausting, isn't it? Trying to fix ourselves or make ourselves fit some sort of mold. It's exhausting, it's depleting, it's debilitating, and it wastes a lot of time. And life's too short for that. We don't need that. We have stuff to do, you know? We've got stuff to do. So take a deep breath into the belly. Exhale it out. And just feel the movement there. Thank your belly for all it does. And this might also be a tricky place for people, the thighs. We're just going to sort of lean. If you're in a chair, you just lean on top. Use your body weight so that you're not exhausting your arms by pressing. So I'm just leaning on one leg and then another, creating the pressure, getting a little movement in the torso. Feels nice. You can make it into a little dance. And just lean and lean. You could actually take two hands on one and grab the tissue. Can you tell that these are pretty old jeans? But that's cool, that's in, right? Sporting the tears. That's great. It goes along with our imperfections idea, which are really just fine. I am fine with wearing these jeans. They do their work. They provide me with pants, and that is fine. See, again, you can squeeze and lean, again, being gentle with yourself, nothing too hard, nothing painful. And thank those strong thighs for carrying you around every day, for getting you up and down stairs, up and down from chairs, and just walking everywhere you go, squatting down, all the work they do. They're good, strong muscles there. And while we're doing this, let's just make a little circle with the torso. Just getting in some movement, getting some blood flow. Circle and then circle the other way. Just circling the rib cage and getting a nice little stretch, getting some little maybe cracks in there somewhere. So bring your feet together. If this is too hard, you can just bring them out in front, and then that should be easier. And then, if that's too much, just do one foot at a time. You know, you can even have one foot out straight and put this one here. That's all good. Any position that is comfortable for you, it is your massage. And what I'm going to do here is just lean my thumbs in and do some massaging here, mostly right in the medial arches, these, you know, the arches of the foot where it tends to get pretty, I don't know, cranky. You get cramps sometimes there. Sometimes they manifest as calf cramps, especially if you're wearing ill-fitting shoes or heels. So just give yourself a nice massage. And again, instead of pressing with the thumbs, I'm more leaning my body weight into it so you don't wear out your thumbs. Little massage therapist trick there. You get a little trick of the trade. And just leaning your weight side to side maybe, or if you're just doing one foot, just back and forth. It should feel really, really nice. And when you're done, have a comfortable seat, rub your hands together, generate some warmth, some heat. And just lay them over your heart, on your chest. Tell yourself the truth, which is you are so much more than something to look at. Your body is not an ornament. It's not an image. I don't really love that word body image because it sounds like a photograph. You're not an image. You're a living, breathing, doing human being with talent and skills and unique qualities and a sense of humor and everything that comes along with being you. Your body's an instrument. It wants to do things. It wants to experience things. It wants to live, and it wants to be just the way it is. So breathe into your heart. Give yourself some love. Relax your arms back down. And just take one more nice deep breath in with me. Into the body. Long exhale. Thank you so much for doing this with me. And if you are ever feeling insecure or pressure from society or feeling like you're something to be fixed, come back to this video, come back to the breath, come back to self-love and compassion, self-massage. Use your tools and get yourself back on track because you don't have any time for that. You've got things to do.